Hello and welcome back to the Wargamer and another episode of the Armoury. In this video I'll be showing you how you can convert Chinese Nationalist Infantry by combining elements from the Japanese and Blitzkrieg German sprues. More specifically, we'll be converting Chinese infantry which have been trained and equipped by the German army. The legs and bodies from the Japanese infantry kit will serve as the basis for our Chinese infantry. This is because whilst they are not the exact same, they do share many similarities. For the head, we'll be looking towards the Blitzkrieg German infantry sprue, because many of these Chinese nationalist forces were actually equipped with the M35 Stahlhelm. Once the head has been attached to the body, we now have a good basis for our Chinese infantrymen. However, this soldier needs a weapon. There are many weapons we can use for this, but as an example, I shall be using the Kar98K rifle arms from the German Blitzkrieg sprue. Many of these nationalist forces were equipped with either German weaponry or Chinese productions of German weaponry. So once your Chinese infantryman is armed with a weapon, we can now start giving him some equipment. Once again, we'll be looking towards the Blitzkrieg German infantry sprue, but also some of the components from the Japanese infantry sprue as well. In this example, I shall be using a Japanese ammo pouch alongside some German equipment such as the grenade and also the canteens as well. And here we have the assembled rifleman. With the basic rifleman completed, we can now move on to more specialist weapons. Here we have another Chinese soldier assembled the same way as our rifleman. However, instead of giving him a rifle, I'll now be equipping him with an MG34. Now, a number of these weapons were issued to the German-trained Chinese forces, so it's perfectly acceptable that a Chinese soldier will be equipped with one. So I've taken some MG34 arms and an MG34 from the German Blitzkrieg sprue. Assembling this miniature was actually quite straightforward. The separate MG arms actually meant that the slightly narrower Japanese body wasn't an issue. If you wish to assemble a loader to go along with your gunner, you can use some of the components from the German Blitzkrieg sprue also. Next up, we'll now be assembling a Chinese trooper with a captured Japanese Type 100 submachine gun. As we don't have access to a plastic MP28, we will have to make do with the Type 100 from the Japanese infantry sprue. If you had access to a few more components and were feeling a little bit adventurous, you could quite easily convert an MP28 by using the Type 100 alongside a Sten magazine. However, it is perfectly acceptable to use the Type 100, as there are many instances of Chinese forces using these captured weapons. And that's it for this quick guide on assembling Chinese infantry by using Japanese and German infantry sprues. Now, the results of these conversions are rough approximations to their historical counterparts. The historical accuracy of some of the uniforms and weapons may not be perfect for the avid historian, however, they do nicely for the tabletop. In addition to the examples used in this tutorial, there are many more combinations that can be achieved by combining the Japanese and German infantry sprues. I would highly recommend checking out some of the historical photographs for some inspirations on how you can build your Chinese miniatures. Now, if you're wondering how I painted my Chinese miniatures, you should definitely check out my tutorial, which you can find a link to in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode of the Armoury, please do let me know, along with your suggestions for future conversions. Additionally, if you'd like to support me in making more tutorials, you can do so by checking out my Patreon page, which you can find a link to in the description below. From there, you can donate to me from as little as $1 a month, which just really help me in producing future content. So all that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and goodbye.